Oh, they may be playing football and the crowd is yelling, kill the referee. But no matter what the score, when the clock strikes 4, everything stops for tea.
Hi and welcome to Spill the Tea, the show for British expats and anybody that loves all things British. My name's Ian.
And my name is Sam. We're live from Las Vegas and we're going to have a fun show today. Thank you for joining us and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ian.
Good morning. We're getting there. Hold on. As you can see, I am multitasking right now, which means that it's me running the show again. So
it's just Ian running and pressing all the buttons like he does.
It is a little bit, but
just bear with us because we know you can actually still hear us. We do know that. We just need to make sure that you can actually see us as well. So I'm going to actually... there we are.
We're there. We are totally
there. Live. Good
morning. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Yes, Travis is a little under the weather, although it's not the dreaded lurgy, as we are informed. And in reality, I think it's better, it's safer for all of us just to be doing what we're doing at this point. Like this. So I'm going to be kind of glancing down a little bit with everything we get to do, but, we make it happen.
That's fine. We make it happen.
How are you doing, Sam?
I'm all right, but what day are we on our lockdown? What are we on, 20?
What are we on? We are on...
Was it before St. Patrick's Day?
I don't even know. And it varies around the world. So wherever you're on, I mean, it still feels like... I mean, it got to Saturday on Saturday and didn't realise it was... The weekends really have much of a bearing. Although I have actually kept busy with some work and doing a few things. So I actually am between that and stuff around the house and everything else, I'm actually about as busy as I could possibly be at the moment. So far so good for me. Have you been keeping busy?
Yeah, been really, really busy. And it's funny because someone asked me, how come you haven't answered your phone? You're at home. I'm like, I'm busy. I am busy. I've still got work going, and of course, trying to do things around the house. And I've got 2 dogs, and they don't know this is going on, so they need their walks and their food, and their life is exactly the same. There's no changes, which is really good. But yeah, I've been keeping really busy. Of course, connecting with family every single day.
Right.
They do make me laugh. They're absolutely hilarious. They're so funny, my family. But and it makes you feel a lot better. But a big part of that is encouraging each other, wouldn't you say? Because everybody's at a different stage, like you were saying. My mom's way ahead of the rest of us with this quarantining thing.
Right.
And she literally can't go for a walk. So it's a very different scenario for us. Our family's back England and families elsewhere. So we have to jolly her along every day.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to be doing a family tap class because the whole family taps. So we're going to do a Zoom tap class. Everybody from their homes, and it'll be a lot of fun. Actually, I think my mum's actually going to teach the class, so that's a good thing. But I think that's a big part of keeping people's morale going because I think everyone's at a different stage. Last week, it started to get on my nerves a little bit. It really did. It was just So I think just jollying everyone along. And last week I did put a post on my personal page because I was a little bit fed up of people criticizing others that were using humor to get through this time.
Right.
And I thought it was extremely mean. I had a friend who shared a fabulous video of her and her cousin singing Joy to the World last Christmas. Since then, he actually has passed away. So she's sharing this great memory. And someone just said to her, now is not the time. And that's what prompted me to put this post up. And I said, you know what? I'm sorry. People cope the way they need to cope. Humor's a great thing. Humor's a big thing for the Brits.
It is.
Hello.
It is.
And so I said, I have a word for those. I have something to say to those people that criticize others for coping the way that they need to cope. And I just said, jog on, chicken nugget. Just jog on.
That'll do it.
Do what you need to do. Don't feel that you have to be, what's the word? Almost having to edit how you would normally be. Be how you need to be. That helps you get through this time. And humor's a great thing. And I've seen some really funny things, I must admit. I think people have gone so stir crazy that I've seen more people take to video now and TikTok and, doing fun videos and stuff because it's, they're either losing their minds or they just thought, why not?
Well, exactly.
I'll entertain myself, But my friend Adrian, he put a cleaning video out, but he's a dancer as well, choreographer. But his was all about, doing jetés across the living room, and it was great.
Nice.
It was really fun,
Nice.
fun. So, so do what you need to do, people.
Exactly.
Makes you feel good.
So on the show today, we've got Craig Muir, and he actually we're still trying to figure out how we get the third person in here because we're a little bit sort of out of our element as we would normally be.
Yes, we are.
But he sent us a video to give us a little bit of an update from a financial perspective, get a little bit of insight there. So we've got him on today, and then we've also got what did you call it? The Great British
Hot cross bun
challenge. So we've got that proof in the pudding,
did it.
so to speak, coming up. I know. And you, me, and a cup of tea.
That's right. In fact, mine's actually a cup of water. I'm a little bit dehydrated today. This is a lovely cup that. Cheers. A little friend of mine.
Oh, nice.
A little friend of mine bought me this beautiful cup. So, cheers, everybody. Has everybody got a cup of tea?
Who we got on today? We got Roger Bunnage, who's one of my oldest friends. And
Hi,
I don't mean oldest as in he's really old, although he's really old. But he's tuning in from London, and he's a bit late, so that's no good. Annette, good old Annette. We got Annette, who's right here in Las Vegas. Craig is with us, as he should be.
Yes.
Patrick, Eileen, we can see you. We can't see you, but you can see us. So let us know how you guys are doing. Let us know in the comments.
Megan's here.
Oh, Megan's in.
Who else have we got?
And
Eileen.
just let us know where you are and how you're doing. I mean, that's the important thing. We really just want to make sure that the Spill the Tea community is doing great, and anything that's on your mind, we're going to pop up the comments. As we can. I just said that and I'm like, well, am I going to be able to do that? Who knows? You should see the setup I've got here. It's like NASA.
We should post a picture of the setups that we've got. It's ridiculous.
Although I have to say, which you can't see right now, I have got you propped on top of a wine box.
That sounds about right.
That is about right. I have to say, wine boxes come into use for many things, and now you are propped on top of one. So
I'm propped up on. It's propping me up. It's propping me up. That's what it's doing.
I'm sure it is.
Let me tell you about one thing I've been doing this week, Ian. Because you and I had a conversation about masks and everything last week, didn't we? So
and a lot's been going. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And it makes you quiet as well. Keep it on.
Jim loves it. Jim's like, put 2 on.
Is that how it works? When you put it on, you go silent?
Yeah, look.
Okay, Sam will be wearing the mask for the rest of the show. No, I'm just kidding. You are great. Whenever I'm kind of working out stuff down here and I know that we need to basically keep it busy, I can guarantee that you're going to. I mean,
I will keep it busy. Hey, look, I'm
did you make that?
Girls.
Did you make that?
Oh, yeah, I can sew. Yeah. Right, everyone. So, as you know, they've said it's recommended.
Is it made out the bra?
If it was my bra, it would probably cover up my whole face. But...
I did see a meme. I don't have my meme of the week, but I did see a meme that had bras are great for face masks if it was a B cup and it was like this, and then it had the D cup and it was like over the whole face. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I can sew. If you're going to wear a face covering, which they're recommending, then why not wear one with dogs on it? Why not? So I've been making these for friends. They do have. I feel like Blue Peter. I already have one here.
Here's one I made earlier. Is there sticky back plastic in it? and a very very liquid bottle top.
Covered up with a bit of tape. It does have an opening, so you can actually put a piece of a HEPA filter in there.
And your credit cards and your driving license. I mean, I think there's going to be a whole new fashion trend with these things.
Could have a little pocket.
Do you think people are going to still wear them after everything's all said and done? Do you think it's going to be a thing?
I do. I think if people decide they're going to go to concerts and stuff, yeah, I do. I think people might be a little bit more shy about going in big crowds, and I think this will be the thing. I mean, I lived in Japan. I lived in Korea. I lived in Hong Kong. This was kind of normal
That's
kind
normal,
of thing,
yeah.
you know. But I've been making these for friends. So let me know if you want one, because I will make one and mail it to you.
Very good.
But yeah, I can sew. I can actually sew. And if anyone wants the pattern and the instructions, just let me know, because I'll post it on a separate thread. And it's very easy, and you can use up your scrap fabric, and I'm going to make some for my neighbours and stuff like that, my elderly neighbours.
Right. So we've all been ordering the food and getting the deliveries, the food deliveries, as against going out, or trying to limit that as much as possible. So this week there were some onions on order, and these are from a well-known. It's Walmart.
Right.
Because their delivery was pretty good, and it was available, because you didn't have to wait till 2 weeks on Thursday. So got some of these onions. Now the interesting thing about this, and I want to pop up an image here, is that it came with a label on the onion. And apart from the fact that half of them were sprouted, and I know you don't get to pick out your own stuff, but I thought this label was pretty interesting. Let me just get this going here.
Let's have a look.
Look at that. It says sample, not for resale. What? I'm not quite sure what that's about.
I've never seen sample onions for a start off.
And what's it made of if it's a sample and it's not for resale? But that's what came through.
And you know what?
What do I know?
But you paid for them.
I know. I thought it was going to be made of plastic or something. It's like a display one.
It's a bit random. I've never seen sample anything.
It's very random. It's very random. So yeah. Oh look, Travis has tuned in. He's in his sick bed today. So he's probably just checking to make sure everything's actually working, which he should.
Yeah, he's probably doing this.
I know. So far, so good. I mean, we're on air at least. I mean, I got that far, but we'll see how it goes.
So, like you were saying, it sometimes can be quite difficult to get a slot for your groceries, can't it?
I know. Yeah, it's a little bit. Actually, it's not been too bad around here, but I know my mum in the UK has had you can't get them for like a week or so. So it's a bit rough.
Well, we do go to we do go to the grocery store. We go to the grocery store, and then I sit in the car and I wait for Jim to go in and come back out.
Does he mask up and glove up? Mask and glove?
He does, yeah. And he said to me, why am I having to take all the risk? What's wrong with you? But I'm germophobic anyway.
Right.
I've got worse as I've got older.
Yeah.
I was always elbows and pulling sleeves down and that kind of thing. And I'd let Jim open the door, be a gentleman, so I didn't have to touch it, Yeah. But Jim's also very, very good. He's always been very good at washing hands and that kind of stuff. So I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful that he takes the risk going into the grocery store. Although I did go in on Sunday and I didn't see many people social distancing. I was having to jump away from people.
Yeah,
I was literally having to move away.
But don't you feel safer if you've got a mask on?
Yeah, you do. You feel like,
I got one of those the N95 ones.
Yeah.
And which is nice, and it just hugs around here pretty well.
Fits, yeah.
And I have to say, it does make me feel a lot more just relaxed in terms of. I mean, I'm not. I'm still trying to sort of distance away, but I mean, it does make a big difference. So.
I mean, I didn't see many people wearing masks. I mean, I know they just recently said, look, it's recommended, but I didn't see many. But yeah, I was jumping around trying to get away from people, stop it, don't be close to me.
Well, to me now, it seems like there's about 40%-ish, maybe more, a little bit more, the people who actually are wearing masks and stuff. And I'm almost kind of looking at those people that don't now and like what? Why you not got one on?
Irresponsible. Yeah, no.
Yeah. If you can get them.
Yeah. So what kind of this kind of random things that you can't find in the supermarkets now? So I guess syrup is something that's quite hard to come by right now.
Syrup or a syrup?
Syrup.
Yeah.
Like
Cockney rhyming slang, syrup fig wig, if you are not up to speed.
That's right. They were out.
You know who's out there. You know, you people know who you are.
They were out of wigs at the supermarket.
They're out of wigs. And you can buy cars on Amazon now because all the car dealerships are closed. You can actually buy cars on Amazon.
So they've taken everything on Amazon.
Yes.
It's whoa! It's amazing.
Yes.
It's
the problem is when it gets delivered, the driver's like, I can't get home now. So it's, he just delivers it. And my cat is chewing through the, it's a Cat 5 cable, actually. So he probably thinks it's one of him. So if for any reason we do cut out, it could be the fact that my cat is chewing through the cable that connects us to an internet.
If I see you blow up.
Yeah, or you just hear this shrieking cat sound. You might. Well, it's only data, so no, he's moved now.
Smoke
he's fine.
Coming off your hair.
Exactly. So I mean, with this thing, with as I say, we've got Craig's thing coming up, and I wanted to get your opinion on something business-wise. Actually, I mean, it's kind of more morally as much as it is business-wise, but I think it might be a good opportunity to bounce into Craig's segment because, as I say, Craig Murin is a financial advisor here in town and a Brit. And we've had him on the show a couple of times. If you've seen him before, he was giving us some beginning of the year tips. Which was strangely accurate, and he'll let you know a little bit about that. But why don't we dive into Craig's segment? I can remember actually.
Let's run it.
I say that I've got to do it. So let's see what Craig's got to say.
Morning Ian, morning Sam. Hope you guys are well and staying safe, and I hope all the viewers are well and looking after themselves and self-isolating. Just wanted a quick few minutes to really give everyone a bit of an update and to say that I'm here to answer any questions. Obviously right now markets are quite volatile and they're going to remain volatile for the rest of this year, and I think if you remember from my update in January, I did mention that we're going to get volatility this year. That wasn't because I knew about the coronavirus. It was just due to the fact that with certain things happening this year, there was going to be volatility. No one could have, I think, imagined that this was going to happen. So we are expecting continued volatility and turbulent times throughout 2020. But due to the fact that Europe have seen a decline in cases over the last couple of days, we are seeing some positive moves out of the markets, and we are seeing potentially some slowdown in the spread of the cases, which is a really positive thing. If that happens, we think that the markets could turn around quicker than they are right now. The Fed in America is doing exactly what they can, or everything that they can, to help businesses and help individuals through these tough times. So I know a lot of you may have lost your jobs or at least been cutting your salaries. So hopefully what the Fed is doing and what the money they're sending out will help you out somewhat. We're looking at another maybe couple of weeks before we get on top of this here in the US with the viruses and the spread. So I think after that we could be looking at a bit of a recovery from the markets. There's no guide at this time. Your 401ks, your pensions and things like that are all going to have looked that they've taken a bit of a hit. Hopefully if you've got good portfolios, good balanced portfolios, you'd only have maybe got a 10% drop in your values rather than the 30% drop that the Dow and the S&P saw. One thing to do in these times is really just concentrate on what you are looking to invest for, whether that be the future, your retirement, children's education, or just for the short term. But just remember what your goals are and keep your portfolio set for those goals. If you look over the last 25 years of the S&P, there's been lots of ups and lots of downs, and the markets have always recovered and come back to a good position. So we've got no reason to think that this won't happen again this time with this drop. So just stay calm, stay steady, and stay your plan of your investment, and you'll come out well. If you start trying to move things around within your portfolio right now, then you'll liquidate your assets, and you'll actually realize that loss and could potentially be in a worse position if you're not there for the rebound. Another thing to take into account when you've got mortgage companies and utility companies allowing you to take reduced payments or to take days off or months off for payments, they will request that payment at some point. So just be aware that if you take 2 months from paying your mortgage, that you're going to need to pay those 2 months missed payments back at some point. So I would make a point of asking when it's going to be due, so that you're not shocked in a couple of months when you may have to pay a $2,000 or $3,000 mortgage payment to make up for any missed payments that you've got. Also, sad as it may be, make sure that all your insurances are up to date. So take a look at your life insurance policies, take a look at your health insurance policies, and just make sure they're adequate and make sure you've got enough cover to keep your family safe and secure if you're no longer around. And also make sure that you've got enough cover in place if you do need to claim on your medical insurance. So just careful of that. I know it's not possibly something you want to be thinking about. We're all going to live forever, but it is something to take into account when you are financial planning, is making sure that you are prepared for everything. If you've got any questions whatsoever relating to finance or insurance, I'm available pretty much 24/7 at these times. So please feel free to drop me an email at craig.murrin@gwm-usa-llc.com, and I'll be glad to help you guys out. So please stay safe, stay at home, and let me know if you need anything at all. Thanks, guys.
And there you have it. That was
Thank you,
interesting.
Craig. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, I do really appreciate it. And like he said, he did sort of predict it. He did have a Nostradamus moment there where he was saying that it was going to be a bit of a tipping point on the markets this year. But of course, nobody would have imagined this. But, I think it's some good points. I think, anybody who's got investments out there is kind of thinking the same thing. It's like, do you cash it and stash it, or do you just kind of ignore it? I kind of looked once and let it just like, okay, I'm not going to look. So,
right.
And trust that it'll come back.
Yeah, it's like you say, he did have that little prediction that this is how something could have gone down. But
yeah. Well, I hope that was of interest to you guys, and hopefully that was helpful. But I did have, on the thing of our businesses and everything, here in Nevada, and I think in a lot of places, there's been a kind of one of those conditions where you can get like a break on your rent or your payments. And I think a lot of people are doing that with mortgages, and it's people are taking advantage of it. But everybody's in the same boat. So here's the thing. We are actually in both sides, because at the studios, we rent the building, and we work that out with the owners of the building, but also we have people who are companies within the building. And I've actually got a company right now who is making the point, and it's a valid point, that because they can't have access to the building, they shouldn't necessarily be able to pay. Should have to pay for the time they're there, which I get in a basic form. Yeah. But we're all in the same boat. And so the thing is, our governor said it's a deferment. It's not it's not forgiven for a time period. So I'm kind of in one of those moral dilemmas where we're all in the same boat. We're all taking a hit. How do you respond to that? I mean, do we you either take a hard line and say, okay, but we will work out a plan over time afterwards, or do you say, it is, and this is we're on both sides of it, because we have to pay forward and pay out, keep paying out, and even if it's deferred, we still have to do it. So it's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, and no one can say, yeah, well, you don't know what it's like, Ian, because you do.
Oh, we all do.
So
yeah.
That is a really difficult one. I think another thing that people have struggled with is.
So that's it. That's your opinion then. It's a difficult one. Moving on.
It just is. I mean,
no. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It makes me cringe, actually.
It does. It does. I mean, and I'm sure we'll work something out. But it was one of those things that kind of bothered me. And we'd much rather be in the studio, sitting in our pretty set with all the Union Jacks and everything around. I mean, we'd like to be there, but we can't. So we're just here with cats chewing through cables. But anyway, we'll leave that one there. But again, Craig, we appreciate you. If you guys have got any kind of thoughts, questions for Craig, we'll make sure that his email address, which is extremely long and convoluted, is in the comments here as well, so you can send him stuff.
Well, I was saying I think a lot of people have struggled with taking their business online and then having a hard time charging. So I'm seeing fitness instructors give it away.
Right.
I'm seeing entertainers give it away. Now, I think it's great for the community, absolutely. But there comes to be a point that if you're taking your business online, then you've got to make money.
Well,
if you're not making money elsewhere.
You do make a good point, actually, because with everybody's creativity going online, it's great for visibility. It's great to keep your profile there. Piff, the Magic Dragon, he's doing a daily show now.
Every day. And it's really good. Yeah,
every
really
day.
Fun.
And I actually did think about it, maybe we should do it more than once a week, but this is hard enough once a week.
Hey, if we were just sitting around and doing nothing, maybe. But
I know.
Since
but that is a good point. When things do get back to normal, maybe audiences are going to be a little bit more used to getting everything without paying, without going anywhere. So,
without going and without paying.
Yeah.
My sister kind of had a little bit of that dilemma at first, but her ladies, she teaches hundreds of women a week, but they said, no, Siobhan, we need to pay. Right. So she did. She sorted out payment system. So, and I think the instructors, it is lovely. Maybe give one away a week. I think it's great for the community. But if you're struggling for some income, then you need to start charging people, for your time and your talents. And it is lovely. I mean, I've seen more concerts online and fitness and talking of fitness, Ian. Oh my gosh. You remember Mr. Motivator?
Mr. Motivator.
From Breakfast TV. And he used to wear, it was 80s, on bag.
I know what you're talking
about. All-in-one Lycra.
Yeah. Is that the video that I've seen online this week with him
that's Tony Brits, I think is his name, which I'd never seen him before.
Who was
hilarious.
So here's the thing. I back in the day when I was early on in my career, when I was a dancer, because we all know that you and I were both dancers originally.
Yes.
My teacher was a guy called Charles Organs, who he wasn't Mr. Motivator, but he was the one. He was the I'll have a baby sham guy. Do you remember?
Oh, really?
I'll have a baby sham. But he was a choreographer, and I thought he did those early morning TV shows, didn't he?
Well, Mr. Motivator is back. He's 69.
Oh,
and he's back on TV. He does stuff from home, which is hilarious. Guess who else is back? The Green Goddess.
Oh, yeah, I remember her. Wow.
She's, I think, 70. Looks amazing. Still wears the green. So it's been fun. And the BBC Archives, it's actually a page on Facebook. They've been pulling up some funny videos, but mainly 80s fitness videos from British TV. I've never laughed so much in my life. Just the what we used to wear, Ian.
What do you mean? I'm still wearing it.
Yeah, the leotard that was cut up to your armpits, the legs were so high.
All right, I may have not done that one, but as far as you're aware.
But yeah, I'll share some of them because they're ever so funny, and they just make you laugh, and they go back to a fun time. I think that's a good thing.
That is funny.
Did you catch the Queen's speech on?
I did catch the
Sunday.
Queen's speech. Yeah, I think 20 million of us in the UK did, and I'm sure many more around the world.
Yeah.
How do you think she did? I mean, it was very queenly. It was, it's not like she was going to be, bouncing off the walls and, bursting into tears or doing a big, big motivational thing. There she is.
Here's my queen.
There's your queen.
I've lost the corgi. I don't know where the corgi is.
Oh.
I thought it was a very, her speeches are always great, but I think it was just very well balanced with the seriousness of it.
Yeah.
And of course, her own family's been affected by it.
Right.
And then the hope of it that she has experienced in her own life through going through the war. And I liked when she said, you've obviously got time, you've got time in your hands, so it's time to reflect either through prayer or meditation. And I thought that was really great.
Right.
And I really loved the end. You'll see your family again, see your friends again, we'll meet again.
Speaking of which, I love the way you tee this up.
What?
You and I, we're just like DJs. We crossfade. Yeah, speaking of that point at the very end there, Dame Vera Lynn's We'll Meet Again soars 830 places to number 22 in the iTunes charts after the Queen references her in her coronavirus speech.
I thought it was a lovely note to close it on.
Yeah.
And I think Vera Lynn, isn't she 100?
Is she still alive?
She celebrated.
Okay.
In fact, I'll share it because she put the message out again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she did, and it was on her birthday, and I thought it was lovely.
Sorry, my cat's just now scrabbling.
Oops. And it was that, going back to that wartime era, and it will be over, and we'll all meet again.
Yeah,
and
I thought that was nice.
Yeah. So I know I asked you last week, and you didn't really have much time to think about it, but what's the first thing you're going to do when this is over? I mean, I know
still haven't thought
I'm
about
going to book my flights back home to England for a big family reunion. That's the first thing I'm going to do. But I asked quite a few friends, and I mean, it was really fabulous stuff. Things like, I'm going to run down the street and hug my mum because I've not been able to do that.
Right.
I want to get together with my family and have a big dinner. Just really lovely, simple things that would mean so much to everybody.
Yeah.
A friend of mine said, I want to go out on a night out and just never come back.
Well, there's that. I think probably a good solid house party with like you say, with all your friends and everything would be good. That'd be nice.
I'm going to make some bunting. I want to make some bunting.
Go around and hug everybody.
Yeah. Well,
lick their foreheads.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It'll be the new social norm.
It will be.
I think
but
so.
It was just fun. My brother-in-law made me laugh. He said, I'm going to get a bottle of wine and stay in and watch a movie.
So in other words, the same thing as he's doing right now. That's awesome. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. If
So
there's anything left to watch.
I know. We will have watched the whole internet. So I found a website called checkaday.com. And I shouldn't really reveal my source because otherwise it's going to make me look completely... I look informed with the stuff I'm about to share. But checkaday.com tells you what it is on every day this year. And in fact...
Oh, okay.
No, it's true. It's a good thing. And if I could actually get the right page up. Here we go. So for today, by example, it is Empowered Women Entrepreneurs Day. Good to know. It's also Holy Tuesday and also International Beaver Day.
Okay.
Don't even ask. Maybe that, never mind. And it's also the Metric System Day.
Oh, okay.
There's some random ones. National Beer Day today, ladies and gentlemen.
Really?
So if you're a beer drinker, have one and know that you are celebrating National Beer Day. It was actually this day in 1933 was the first time beer was being sold again after 13 years of prohibition. That's what today is.
I do love a nice shandy, though. I'm not a beer, but I do like a shandy.
A nice shandy.
A nice
How about National Coffee Cake Day?
A shandy. I'm sorry, that made me laugh.
You like that? National Coffee Cake Day. Hold it together, Sam.
I don't know why that was so funny.
I'm surprised you haven't picked up on National Coffee Cake Day. I've said it 3 times.
I know. I'm still laughing about the shandy.
Shandy. It's National Making the First Move Day.
How are you going to do that when you're social distancing?
It might be tricky this year. It might be tricky. And but also, it's National No Housework Day.
Hey, I'm all about that.
Boom.
I'm all about that. Boom. I can't stand vacuuming. I can't stand it.
Well, and also, poignantly enough, it is also World Health Organization Day. And that is because in 1948, on this day, the World Health Organization, the WHO, which we are very familiar with right now, was established. So 1948, April 7th, and of course they're doing a lot right now for us.
Yeah, they are.
They are
a
indeed.
Lot.
What else happened on this day? Sorry, I'm really I'm totally geeked out on this. Checkaday.com.
Tell me.
Go check it out. Go check a day out. What else have we got? 1969. This was the day the internet was born. The whole reason we're able to be on here right now on April 7th, and I shall tell you why. Usually you do these little read-ins.
I do.
Yeah.
I like a bit of
I know you do.
stuff.
So the Advanced Research Projects Agency awarded a contract to build a precursor to today's World Wide Web to BBN Technologies. The date is widely considered as the internet's symbolic birthday.
Yeah. And it was a British man, wasn't it, that invented the internet?
Yes, there was some sort of reference to that.
Because there was a reference to that in you remember the Olympics, the opening of the Olympics in London.
Yes.
Because it was the history of Britain,
yeah.
And there was a reference to that. So
right. I'm not finished yet. And birthdays. It's
then.
Birthdays. It's Russell Crowe's birthday today. Jackie Chan's, Francis Ford Coppola, Ravi Shankar, and Billie Holiday's birthday today. So if it's your birthday, happy birthday too.
Happy birthday, yeah.
Indeed. And it's where are we? Back on here. Who's with us? We got Mick.
We've got Mick. We got
Burns.
Dan.
Sandy's here.
Dan's girls are so cute and funny. Oh, I love them.
Sue is late, but she's here. Come on, Sue, you can do better than that.
Hey, Sue.
Will Edwards is watching.
Hey, Will.
Will, he's a TV show host and entrepreneur here in town. And
we love him.
We actually produced his show going back a ways. So I'm now sitting in this seat now. Sandy was saying something that I thought was interesting. When she was talking about social distancing. Yeah, she was saying that people are not social distancing. Wait, hold on. You know what? I can do that. I can. I'm not sure how I can, but I can.
I'm looking at myself on the screen here. I'm very wiggly today. I'm wiggling around a lot.
You're a wiggler.
I am a wiggler.
Look at this. Hold on. I'm gonna get technology going. I should appreciate Travis way more for this. There you go.
You
Look.
will after all of this.
Only says a bit of it. People are not social distancing. I went to my PO box at the post office, and the parking lot was full, and people were lined up with no distance between them. I turned around and left. It freaked me out. So yeah, I mean, it's happening. People will get it though. They'll figure it out.
So my older sister, Sherry, who you know, she's been on the show.
Yeah.
She she joined a group called For the Love of Scrubs, because what's happened in England is they're running out of scrubs. They're using more and more and more of them, of course, as another layer of protection. But they've run out because they're not made in the UK. So there was a plea that went out, and can anyone make scrubs? Well, this group called For the Love of Scrubs, I think, is probably at 25,000 people on the group now on Facebook.
Love that.
And they've coordinated throughout the entire country to make scrubs, make hats, and to make scrub bags. Now, the scrub bags are to be used when you finish a shift at work. You take off your scrubs, they go straight in the bag, so that when you get home, you just throw it in the washing machine, so you don't have to touch your scrubs once you've got home. My older sister is coordinating the Skegness area, and they've got this amazing group of women together. They've roped my brother-in-law into it as well, because obviously they have to have drop-off and pick-up and donations of fabric and stuff like that, because shops are closed.
Yeah.
So they're reaching out and being very, very creative and whatever. So many of the women are cutting the actual fabrics. Some are sewing. Some are doing the hats. I mean, it is so well put together. It's amazing. I mean, it's to see people. One, they feel better about helping, definitely, and to see the appreciation from the NHS staff is amazing. But what they do now is the hospitals are actually going into the group and saying, "Hi, I'm the coordinator for such and such a hospital. We're in need of 50 scrubs, these sizes." And then someone will say, "Oh, that's our area. We'll pick up that and we'll take care of that for you." So my sister's got involved in this. She has a donation box thing outside of her house where people could drive up, drop off fabrics and elastic, or you name it, whatever they need. And it's amazing what they've done. Now, originally, they were asking for typical NHS colours. You know, can anyone make blue? Can anyone? Well, now it's just whatever you can get your hands on.
Yeah, of course.
So my sister, being as creative as she is, off she went to get groceries. And she went to Tesco's first, and then she went to Aldi. And she asked them if they could donate duvet covers from the stores, which they did. And she's managed to cut out 3 scrubs per king duvet. I mean, but the one she picked up yesterday, it's got Sesame Street figures on it. But I'm talking big birds this big,
nice.
you know. But it's great for kids' wards. But it doesn't matter at this point. You know, people are they're sewing and there's no fashion statements. But it's been absolutely amazing. And then they've got to the point where if they found out who they're making them for, they're embroidering their names on them. You know, they're putting little notes in their pockets and saying, thank you, you're our heroes. And I've never seen a movement like it. I think it's absolutely amazing. And
it really is.
That reminiscent of that war effort, you know, of getting together. And everybody feels very, very, very good about it. So, yeah, I mean, the funny thing is...
yes, so go ahead.
They've been nicknamed, but for love of scrubs, but they've nicknamed the Scrubbers. The Scrubbers of Skegness.
The Scrubbers of Skegness, yes. That's.
Are there any Scrubbers in Skegness that can help us out?
Gotta love that.
And it's great. So you can join the group, but they also have they've got an online crowdfunding thing as well in there, so that they can get cash and buy supplies online as well. So if anyone wants to help in that respect, just go to the group for the love of scrubs. And if you're someone who wants to sew for them or cut out patterns or help with deliveries, just go in the group, just ask, I'm in this region, can somebody help me out, figure out who I can coordinate with. But isn't that great?
That's lovely. I love that. By the way, Craig has put his email up there in the comments, so we got it on screen right now, just so you can take a look. And again, contact him if you have any questions financially or otherwise. Something that, just going back here, Annette was making a good point. She's been doing about the online classes. And she says, I've been doing some online fitness stuff, haven't officially charged, but I'm accepting tips, which I think is really good. And then she also said,
like a virtual tip jar.
Yeah, and had other people offer to pay, which is awesome. So I think, you know, there is an appreciation out there, at least, for that people are offering these new services. So maybe that will become a new culture, like the sort of the Patreon or the, you know, those sort of voluntary, donations. Maybe there'll be a bit more of an increase in that kind of culture.
There may also be, you know, once we get back to normal, that people maintain some online classes because it is extremely convenient for people.
Well, it is, and you're probably setting up at home as well, that making it a little bit more conducive. That's right. So I do think people will probably keep what they've adopted on some level, definitely. Especially if you've got people that joined in your classes and they're not actually in your city and they're joining in online. It's great. Right. What's this? Mick says he's going down the pub. What we're all going to go What are you thinking, Mick? We're all going to go down to Macmillan's, and he says he's going to drink. Oh, that's when it's all over. Sorry, I was thinking you're off down the pub now. First of all, you've got to still keep watching our show. And then Stuart says, I'm going with Mick. Which is awesome, but I'm assuming that was when we were saying what we'll do afterwards. But yeah, I'm already in as well. I've already committed to the big knees up at Macmillan's. But if I'm not wrong, I think you can still pick up your food from Macmillan's. If I'm not wrong, so you can. Yeah, I think so. Oh, and you know you can, Gregory. And you know you can. Wave to Greg. Well, hi, Greg. You know you can do curbside pickup of cocktails and beer here as well, right? Welcome to Las Vegas. Did I say that last week? I can't remember if I did. I don't think you did, but welcome to Las Vegas. Yeah. I drove past the thing and it says curbside pickup for food and cocktails and beers. So you can actually get your cocktail to go, which I believe is a fairly unique thing to Nevada, maybe even just to Clark County. I don't know. But the governor was very kind enough, to keep our... well, either that or a riot on your hands, Exactly. Pick your poison, there. I know. Have we heard how Boris is doing, by the way? Anybody got any updates? I know that was kind of shocking. They said he was in ICU, but on oxygen, not on a respirator. So that was the last thing I read this morning. If anyone's got another update, let us know. It's just very upsetting that anyone's getting this, and I mean,
I
and
don't know if you know
regardless of
this.
your political, leanings, I mean,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
horrible.
I think he's done a good job in verbalizing to the nation and letting the the doctors, those people who know, really take center stage and drive that,
Yeah.
which is a smart thing. And I don't know, he's had the right tone, I think, to this point. So hopefully he does fine, and he'll be
Oh,
out
it's
soon.
awful because, him and his partner, they're expecting a baby, and she's just recovering from it because she had it too. But can you imagine you're having a baby, your partner's ill? I mean, hey, I don't. Oh, mine's just flopped.
Foot's caught.
Oh, well, hello.
He got caught in my jacket. He's going on this side.
Yeah, it's just horrible for anyone
Yeah.
that's worried about the family members who have it and those that have lost them. And it's just, when you think about it, when one person passes away, how many people that affects, and then you times that by how many people we've lost up to now. It's a lot of people that are hurting right now.
There it is. Patrick says he's stable, by the way, so that's good to know.
That is good to know. He seems very robust, doesn't he, Boris? Wasn't he a rugby player and stuff like that?
Maybe. Ow!
Well, if you've ever seen him when he plays football, when he played football with the kids, he would knock them down and stuff like that. I think he's very.
Oh, that's right. He did. So I think I think I think we need to get to the challenge.
Oh, I almost forgot. And then I have one thing after that. Go on then.
Are we doing our challenge?
We had our funny. If you didn't see last week's show, I showed my disastrous bread making in a bread maker, which I'm never doing again. But then, little did I know, that Ian had baked bread and it looked divine. So it spurred on another challenge this week, which Mark McGarry said, hot cross buns. I've never made it before. Had you?
No, and you can't actually see this right now, at least not for another few seconds. But I thought I would keep score, so just so that we're clear. I'm 1-0 up, and it's not even half time yet.
And I definitely gave him that.
Oh, you did you? So have you got your? So did you do your hot cross buns?
I did. Hang on a second here.
Let's see.
Because I do like to be fancy in all my presentation and everything.
Right. And we're going to need some feedback here from you guys. We want to know. I mean, really, it's going to be up to you guys whether you think. Oh, all right.
Oh, my lovely. Well, it's actually the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah. Look at those. Those are interesting.
What do you mean interesting?
Well, how do they see? I got mine. I went slightly less of the hot crust, and I sort of went a little bit more. I think I can do this.
I think I made mine too small. Ian does not have an ego, by the way.
Well, but as you might see, I thought you were going to do another little video and we were going to show it today.
Well,
but not just the hot cross buns themselves.
I don't have a video. Do you?
Yes, I have a video. But I'm going to bite one of these.
Right, go on then. I think I made mine too small.
We've got to see if it's
No. I need butter on mine.
Ours look very similar, actually.
They are. I think
they're not traditionally very hot crust. Yours are a little bit more currenty.
Yes.
But I did do a making of, because that's what I do. So you want to see it?
Yeah, go on.
All right, I'll check this out then. So there you go.
You're great.
Yeah.
Really
So
good.
you see,
I'm impressed.
you got your name on them. I just couldn't fit all of them here today, so I just had.
But I think we did. I think we did well. So everybody
The
Sam
Sam ones
vote.
are in the kitchen.
Oh, were they? Oh, I've got dog hair on my lips now.
Patrick. Oh, see now Patrick's already commenting. He says I like Sam's colour on hers. And
I think I do have a nice colour.
You do have a nice colour.
I actually like to leave him in
Mick Burns is saying it's 1-1. Oh, he's saying you've got the equaliser. All right, so that's 2 comments for you. Is there anybody else that's going to be able to kind of give a difference to that? And I'm going to sit here, even if we have to sit here for another hour and a half.
Till you get what you want.
Now I'm choking on a piece of hot cross bun. Great writing, Ian. I used to teach cake decorating. I think that's a score for me. So that's 2-1 out of the comments right here.
You got a nice compliment from Sue. Great writing, Ian. I used to teach cake decorating. I will admit, it was very good, very steady hand there.
It was. Sorry, yeah, I should have put that on the screen there.
Daniel, to answer your question, Daniel, Eve did a BFF segment last week on last week's show. So no, she's still with us. We're making it happen.
We are.
You got extra credit for the video.
I got. Oh, that's right. See, I wasn't even thinking of that. So where are we at now?
Extra credit for having a cute dog on screen with me.
But if you see, we can't do a taste test because I can't. Nobody. We can only judge our own.
Delicious.
Kate gives it to. They're not going to call. Wait, hold on. I like this one. This is funny. They're called. They're called hot cross buns, not hot Ian buns. That's something completely different, Kate. My vote is for Sam.
They're a Vegas kind of bun, those.
Sam. Sue says Sam's are more traditional with the cross. But Katrina says Ian gets the vote for
the video,
which is completely unrelated to the cooking part, but still. So all right. So where are we at then? Where are we at?
I don't know.
So that's one for you, one for you, one for me.
Thank you.
We're actually at three each. All right, the next comment wins.
Oh, it's Sandy's.
But she already. To be fair to you though, Sam, I already got. I like Ian's also, and I like Ian's creativity. So Sandy can't vote twice. So somebody's got to put in. We are at 3 each right now. The next one decides who wins, and we are going to sit here until the next person tells us who wins.
I'm sat here with hot cross bun bated breath.
Yeah. Wait. Can I tempt you with the?
But mine has good
I've left that credit up there. I think I'm actually. Hold on. Katrina got a good amount of time on screen there. I should probably have done that one. We got 2 more. We got 1 for you and 1 for me. So now we're at 4 each. Sam's a bet. Craig, dude. All right.
My friend.
Craig has tipped the balance. Sam wins 5-4 on that particular challenge. But that was pretty close.
That is close. So we are now 1 for 1.
See now, Charlotte, my niece just said Ian, but you're too late. We closed it out. Should have been in there sooner,
you've been
Charlotte.
Very honest. You've been very honest.
I am being honest. So,
by the way, Erin likes my mug. Erin, this came from. It was a gift, and it came from Home Goods.
Home Goods. All right, very good. Well, all right, we've got it on screen. It's now 1-1.
1-1. We're good. So, what's the next challenge going to be? Come on, people, tell us what our next. Baking or cooking could be anything. Charlotte, you can tell us what we're gonna. And don't say Welsh cakes because we've already. I'm not doing that one. It's not gonna happen. I'm not doing that.
Not do that one. Maybe a cooking one rather than a baking one this week, and then we'll see. Because we're 1-1. We've got to do at least 1 more so that we can decide that I'm going to win. I mean, who's going to win?
That I'm the queen of baking.
You are. Well, Sandy says shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie. Now, remember, do you know what what's in a shepherd's pie, Ian?
What's in it? I don't know. Meat, peas, carrots, stuff.
But what kind of meat?
Mincemeat, like, ground. Oh, like beef, isn't it?
Shepherd.
Oh.
Shepherd.
Let's not do that one.
Yeah, lamb. A cottage pie, though.
Kate saying a Yorkshire pudding.
Ooh, yeah. I think that's a great idea.
I think that's a good idea.
I do too.
All right, Kate. We accept your challenge.
Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, but you're from Yorkshire, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
I am from Yorkshire.
So you've already got the home court advantage.
Oh, I'm good at my Yorkshire puddings. I'm good at my Yorkshire puddings. I have to say, I have it down.
But Charlotte makes a very good point. She says, so she was saying jam, donuts, or Sunday dinner. That's a little bit extravagant. But it is true that you can make Yorkshire puddings both sweet and savoury.
How do you make yours sweet? What do you put in them?
Well, I don't, but I know Amanda does. She puts like jam on them and stuff.
Well, I put treacle. I put treacle on mine in the past.
Oh.
Treacle. But you know what I have done?
Eileen's riffing on this. Eileen. On our theme here. And she's saying toad in the hole.
I will have to do a disclaimer. I have done a cooking show making toad in the hole with Denny Lane from Wings. Just thought I'd tell you.
Sam, you just dropped something. Do you want to pick it up?
Bit of an advantage. He has a house here, by the way. He also...
Wasn't that a famous Beatles song?
He also founded the Moody Blues. But it's actually what it was his cooking segment. Actually, I've done a cooking segment with Mary Wilson. Oh, right.
As in Stop in the Name of Love, who I actually have to call immediately after this show.
Oh, what did you just drop? So, Denny, right, so this is how, right, I'm going to reveal what happened. The show was called, oh gosh, it was something like, it was a musical reference. So basically it was people who were singers, musicians, that kind of thing, living in a big house with their band, reality show kind of thing. And the interview was based around them cooking their favorite dish. So Denny's like, oh, I love toad in the hole. So we asked him, I was on the crew and I said, well, have you ever made toad in the hole? Never. So we had to pretend he made it, but I made it.
All right. So what do we do then? Do we go with Kate's suggestion, or do we upgrade it to Eileen's of making it toad in the hole?
Let's do toad in the hole.
All right, we're going to combine the two.
Yeah.
We're going to take Kate and Eileen's comment.
Jim's loving this.
Patrick's saying pork pies. No, that's way too much work. Trifle would be good. Sandy says trifle, but...
anyone's had my trifle.
No. If it's your trifle, I'm already not doing it.
My trifle is made from scratch. None of this packet stuff either.
Then we're definitely not doing that. Now I'm just getting hungry. Roast potatoes.
I love the idea.
Look at all this.
I love the idea of toad in the hole. I love that idea.
All right. So toad in the hole is what it's going to be. If there's any of our viewers out there who are not quite familiar and what that is, tune in next week and you'll find out. I'm not going to tell you.
Well, exactly.
Or just
we
look
won't
it up.
reveal until then.
One of the two, but still.
Well, before we go...
Yes, because we've been actually rabbiting on for a while, actually.
We have, actually. I've got one thing that I've been doing. I know lots of people are doing this right now, but tons of people have signed up for Ancestry. Ancestry.com or .co.uk, depending on where you are. Right. So my twin sister's been on there with my brother-in-law. They've done his family tree, and then they started on our family tree. Now, the tree's getting quite big and quite heavy because my family like to have lots of children. I mean, there's someone that had 13. So you can imagine, as you keep adding to all those people and their story, the tree's massive. But we've got as far back as, on my dad's side, 1661.
Wow.
Without really trying.
That's amazing. My brother did that and we didn't get back that far, that's for sure.
We've gone really far back. But on the other side of the family, we've managed to get far back. And I say we haven't really tried super hard. I mean, this was just a lot of stuff that was available to us. So we have got as far back on my mom's side with our third great grandmother, Sarah Mills, who was born in 1831 in Kent, and she died in 1920 also in Kent, but a slightly different town.
Is this my cue, by the way?
This is your cue to show my great grandmother, Sarah Mills.
She looks like she was just told a joke and she didn't get it. It's like, huh?
I don't think I would mess with Grandma Mills.
I wouldn't mess with
honest.
her, but I think I'm fairly safe now.
Often they did look like men, didn't they? As you went further back, some of the women looked like men, and she's. I would not mess with Grandma Mills, but that's as far back as we've got with her now. There's an interesting twist in the family, and we're trying to figure it out where they came from. They died in Whitwell, in Derbyshire.
Yeah.
However, someone in the grandparents was born, we think, in Whitwell, Tennessee.
Oh, so you've got American heritage somewhere along the line.
Well, we're thinking it's a Mayflower thing, because my mom talked about the Mayflower. So we think family went possibly from Whitwell. It could be the next set of grandparents that we've not found yet.
Didn't you used to live in Tennessee?
I did. I lived in Nashville.
So what a coincidence. It's like
I know.
Multi-century coincidence.
And what you do is when you add people, there'll be a little green leaf if there's more information about them. It could be a birth certificate, it could be a will, it could be prison records. We've got some of those too in the family. And you get really excited when you see the green leaf, and when you click on it, and my brother-in-law clicked on it first because you are not going to believe this, where they were living. And I finally get on there and I go, no way, Tennessee? So when we find the next set of grandparents, that's when we'll figure out, was somebody born there? Because guess what? They went back to Whitwell, and that's where they lived and that's where they died.
Right.
So we want to know that journey. But Thomas Whitwell was a British, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right, metallurgist who went to Tennessee, and the little town of less than 2,000 people was named after him. And it was the coal mines as well. So, and there's a big British link with it. So I'm actually just going to call Marion County and talk to their, for the census records, because there's only 2,000 people there, and see if I can trace the next set of grandparents to figure out that story. Yeah. Because, was one of those grandparents born in Tennessee? Did the whole family go to Tennessee? I don't know. We don't know yet. So,
all right.
Interesting.
Update us, find out some more, and let us know.
I will.
How it goes. But
so if you haven't done your tree, and we're just on the basic package, you can. It's great. It's great. It pieces it all together for you.
It does. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're watching us for the first time and wondering what are these two weird Brits on about, find out a little bit more. I mean, if you're here, you're already on the page, so just like our page, if you will. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
you can check us out on spillthetea.com as well. No, it isn't. Spillthetealive.com. Get it right.
Yeah. You can also hit the share button and actually start your own watch party and watch it with friends and family.
Yeah.
That's really easy. Yeah, it's really, really easy. But it's going to be fun next week. Toad in the Hole. We'll have hopefully some more family history. Let's see how far back we're going to go. And, we're just going to keep it going, aren't we? And who knows what next week will bring. Every week's different.
Who bloomin' knows? I suppose it's pretty much that time for me to do this then.
Oh,
the music's playing. Thanks again, guys. Thanks to Craig and thanks to Rachel for helping me with the. No, she didn't help me. It was all me. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Cheers, everyone.